What's going on YouTube? It's Bamboo Pressure Plate. We're going to be starting a new survival world. We're not going to be doing hardcore, it's just going to be a YouTube survival world. So let's go YouTube survival. We'll do normal difficulty. Alright, and we're going to do random seed. I don't personally like using seeds. To me it feels like cheating. But it's a pretty good spawn actually. We got spruce biome here, then there's oak biome there. Um, yeah, I'm actually very happy with this spawn. I love the spruce wood. I think it looks the best when you make designs and whatever. Also, we have berries, which is a very good food source for the start of the game. I think it gives you 1 or maybe 2 hunger bars. But I don't think we'll live in the spruce forest. I think we'll try to find a village and we'll live there. Or just some cool looking, mountain range or something. Something like that, just depending on what we find when we go adventure off. I'm just going to break down a couple of trees here so we can get the saplings, because then we can leave once we get the saplings. But obviously, I'm not going to leave before we get the saplings, because then we have to worry about coming back, which that's the main goal here, is worrying about not coming back. So let's see, it's going to be... We'll have to probably break down a couple trees here. Anyone that's coming from TikTok, I appreciate you guys so much. We just hit 1,000 followers. It's absolutely amazing. We also just beat Minecraft Hardcore in 178 days of only playing 1 minute per day. So if you think about it that way, we only played 178 minutes, which is roughly about 3 hours of Minecraft. But I don't think it would take me that long if I played non-stop. The hardest part about it is just not remembering where you were at and kind of having to restart every single day almost. I mean, you still have all your stuff and where you were, but the biggest thing is just remembering where you were at and what to do next is the biggest thing. Because a minute is not a very long time, so it's really hard actually. Like, if you guys think, if you're any of the commenters that were saying, like, this shouldn't take him this long, or this is easy, or something like that, I would like to have you guys try it and send me a clip of you guys trying it or something, because I can promise you it's not as easy as it looks. Um, you think you see all these Minecraft YouTubers that are speed running, and they're doing it in, I mean, the world record's like probably 5 minutes. I don't know the exact time, but I know it is down there. But you gotta remember, I mean, only playing a minute a day is not a whole lot, so it is really hard. We do have 4 saplings. I'm gonna try to get a couple more, maybe 2, 3 more, and then we'll call it good. This is also the best way, in my opinion, to get emeralds in the early game, is by growing a tall spruce tree or a tall jungle tree. So a tall spruce tree is 4 wide, or 2 wide, 2 long. So it's a 2 by 2 square. And same thing for the jungle. I think it is the best, because then you can make that into sticks, which then you can trade with Fletchers for emeralds. It's 32 sticks for 1 emerald, which does sound like a lot, but if you think about it, it's really not that much wood to get 32 sticks. So I think, in my opinion, it's definitely the best early game way of getting emeralds. But, I mean, there is other ways. People like the sand way, where you can get sand and then 16 glass panes for an emerald, which I do like, but I like to have efficiency on a shovel before I start doing that. So I just like to use the Fletcher method until I get some decent tools or decent gear. And then we'll definitely be doing some librarian work in this series. With, that's how, in my opinion, that's the best way to get enchantments and good gear, is you just gotta grind the lectern on some librarians and just do it that way. Alright, so we have 9 saplings here, 22 berries. Oh, there is a dark oak over there too. We might have to, I think we'll save that for a different episode possibly. I think we'll try to figure out where we're going to live at, and then we'll go get that. I'm not sure, because, I mean, it is right there. I could just make a boat really quick and go over there. because that'll help us build our house too. Um, you know, it's a hard call. I'm not sure, because I want to find a house, but at the same time, I also want to, have all the materials ready once I can find where I want to build a house. So with that being said, I think I'm going to head over there and just grab the spruce wood now, rather than wait and have to go back, since we are right here. The plains biome is just over that way, and the dark oak is that way, so we're definitely going to be coming back to the plains biome after we go to the dark oak biome. Okay. We only have 2 cobblestone, which is not enough to make a furnace. I should probably actually get enough to make a furnace at least. My goal for this episode is, kind of find an area where I can live, as well as also find an area where I can live, and then also find some iron to make iron armor, because I think iron armor and a shield is probably the biggest thing about surviving here. The reason why I'm not doing a hardcore is because when I do hardcores, I play the game super slow because I don't want to die, obviously. So it's very boring to watch a hardcore series, in my opinion, because they don't ever do anything, really. I mean, they're worried so much about dying that they don't really adventure. Also, there is a lush cave underneath here, which is awesome to know, because that's right by spawn, as well as lush caves are just absolutely awesome in my opinion. They also have axolotls in them, which will definitely help in the future. I definitely want to try to get all the rare mobs in the game, which blue axolotl I think is still the rarest. So that will definitely help with that. Yeah. So we're going to get this dark oak, and then here's some sugar cane too. We'll grab that. We'll get this dark oak and the sugar cane, and we'll head over to the plains biome, which is back that way. Because I don't think I want to venture off that way. I think we'll probably get caught up in a forest if I do. But this dark oak will definitely help us get the materials for a house. And that's the biggest thing. I like to start by making my house and then go for good tools, and then we'll start making the mega builds and the farms and all that. I mean, if you guys have watched Minecraft YouTubers before, you know all the crazy size mega farms that they make. I like personally to get an elytra for all that, because flying just makes everything 10 times easier. So we'll definitely be trying to get an elytra and defeating the Ender Dragon and all that before we build the big mega farms. Probably will be building an iron farm very soon once we find a village, because I do know of an iron farm that is very cheap to make, and basically requires is just 5 villagers and a water bucket, pretty much. You also need a shovel to till the grass, but that is about it. Once you do all that, it is perfect. The iron golem starts. Oh, you do need a lava bucket too. But once you do all that, I mean, it's perfect from there. So we'll be set if we can get an iron farm, because there's also a trade. I don't know if you know this, but the way that I like to get diamond armor and diamond tools is, instead of going and wasting a bunch of time in the caves, I like to just trade armors and trade weaponsmith and trade toolsmith, because that'll get you all the tools that you need, except for the only tool that it doesn't get you is an axe, I believe. It can get you a pickaxe, and get you a shovel, get you a sword, all that, but the only thing it doesn't get you, I think, is an axe. Now don't quote me on that, because I'm not entirely sure. But it's something like that. It's like a shovel or an axe. And one of the tools it will not get you. So we'll have to get some diamonds for that. But once we get a fortune pickaxe and efficiency and all that, I mean, I'm thinking very far ahead here. Like, this is probably going to be episode 4 or 5 that we get all that stuff. Maybe even later than that. But once we get that, we'll be smooth sailing from there. Because my goal is to build. The reason why I'm not doing hardcore here is because, like I said, it takes too long, and also I don't want to build a huge world for you guys and then we end up dying. And I'm not saying that that's gonna happen. Like, I'm not saying that I would die in hardcore, but it's a possibility, and I don't want to take the chances. So we're just going to be playing regular. Let's grab this crafting table. Okay. I think that'll be enough saplings. Let's see. 7. We'll wait until we get 8. I like to, once again, I like to get 8 just because it's 4 per tree. So I like to get 8 for them because then you don't even have the chance of risking not getting your 4 back per tree. So perfect. Here's 4 sheep. We'll kill them, and that will give us the wool to make the bed. As I see, it is turning nighttime here. So now we'll have enough wool. This is a pretty cool cave, actually. So there is lush down there, or moss, which means that it leads to the lush cave, I believe. We won't be going down there now. Could be a later project. But like I said, I want to try to find a village to live in before we adventure off too much. There's some more saplings now. We'll have plenty. I think that makes 12. That is 12. Okay. We will definitely have plenty then. Won't have to worry about them saplings. I'm just going to sleep here, and then we'll venture off that way towards the plains biome. And I know I already said this, but I just want to say again, thank you guys for all the support on the TikTok. I mean, it really is just insane. In 180 days, we got over 1,000 followers, and each and every one of you are important to me. I mean, if you're not following me, I mean, this is what I do it for. I do it for you guys, so I appreciate each and every one of you. There's a snowy peak over there. Could venture off that way sometime. Some more sugarcane. Sugarcane is also really good because we'll need books to trade the librarians. So sugarcane is always good to have as well. What are we looking like here? So there's a birch biome off that way. So we can get every wood pretty much except for jungle and acacia. And then I think mangrove also has wood. Does it? Yeah, it does. There is a couple, yeah, so mangrove trees, there's just a couple logs in a mangrove tree at a time. So not a whole lot. Is that a shipwreck? Might be a shipwreck over there to my left. I'm not going to worry about it. I just want to try to find a village. Because I know that the early episodes is the most boring part. And speak of the devil. There's a village right there. So we just spoke that into existence. That's awesome. We're going to try to get some leather. I see, is that a horse or a cow? I think that's a horse. Yeah, it's a horse. So we'll kill this horse quick, try to get some leather from it. There's a turtle here. That's kind of cool. We'll go up to that village then and kind of just make ourselves a little base for now. I don't know if it'll be an above ground or if we'll just dig ourselves a little tunnel or not, but so that horse did not give me any leather, which kind of sucks. I felt a little bit bad doing that, but that's alright. There's a couple cows, a couple pigs around. And I'm just trying to think. There's another village down there. You can see off in the distance. We'll take a look at this village first and see what the scenery is looking like. And then we'll go down there if we don't like it up here. There's a lot of animals over here. So we're going to use this as a chance to get some food. Because berries is not going to cut it for a long time. I mean, they're nice for these early game trips where you're just running around looking for a place to build, but they're not going to cut it for a while. So, holy crap, there is a ton of animals. Wow. That's also one thing that we'll be doing, is we'll be definitely making a little, like, farm. We won't kill the mom pig. You know, if you play Minecraft, you know you don't kill the moms. So, we'll kill these horses, though, for the leather. My axe is at half health already. Jeez. This horse is just not giving me a ton of leather at all. So, this village, I can't really tell yet. I think that we might have to head down to the other village. Because I'm not a huge fan of how hilly this is. It's very narrow, and it would definitely be hard to build on, so we'll go loot it and we'll grab the beds from it. But once we grab the beds, I think we'll go to that other village where it looks a little bit flatter over there. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for some nice flat land where we can do a lot of builds on. So we're going to get all the beds from this village, and we'll probably get the hay bales too. Might as well just make a stone hoe for the hay bales. It just speeds it up. Yeah, so like I said, we'll grab all the beds, and then we'll head over to that other village. Just because I don't really want to have to deal with this hilly terrain here. And let's actually kill this iron golem too. Good thing about this not being hardcore is that I don't have to worry about dying to this iron golem, because if I do, my respawn point is set. I don't think we'll die. Just break this, then I can crit hit him. Whoa, that scared me. We'll eat some of this pork chop. Alright, why is he staring at me like that? If he'd come around here, I could crit him, but looks like he doesn't want to do that. Hopefully that gave us 3 iron. It gave us 3, nice. Now we have enough to make a bucket, which will help by making our farms. There's also some more iron here, which I did not realize, but that'll also help. And like I said before, we'll definitely be making an iron farm very quickly here. We will not be waiting very long to do that. Once we get to the other village, I'll be trapping 5 villagers, and we'll be starting that in, because it's going to be very important for early game trading and armor and all that. So let's just grab the hay bales, because if you guys didn't know, hay is just about the best thing for early game food. It gives you so much bread from hay in the villages. If you just break the hay bales, you can get stacks and stacks of bread. So make sure you're doing that if you're just starting a world, or even if you're farther into the world and you don't have a food source or anything like that. We can drop the wool. If you think about it, 1 wool for a bed, it takes 3 wool to make 1 bed, so. Alright, so there's some icy peaks over that way, but I think we'll definitely head our way down to the other village, because this is just not the greatest terrain, and I don't want to have to deal with an ugly looking village. And not necessarily ugly looking, but it's going to be very hard to build on. So we'll make our way over here. I apologize if this episode is boring. It's probably going to be boring for the first couple of episodes, but I really would appreciate it if you guys came back and watched them. Once again, I do it for you guys, and I love what I do, so we'll be, this game is just fun, in my opinion. I like playing this game, and if I can showcase it to you guys, that's awesome. I love that. So if you guys could just bear with me here for these first couple of episodes, that'd be awesome. It's gonna be some boring episodes, but once we get a house going and some villagers and all that, then we'll be just fine. Let's see. I'm surprised. So a wooden axe does still one-shot a sheep. I did not know that. It also still one-shots a cow. We're gonna have all the food in the world. This is gonna be awesome. Ooh, there's some ice chunks over there. That's really good for, if you guys have ever seen like nether highways, or just anything with ice, you can make very quick routes, basically. If you ride a boat on packed ice, it is insanely fast, and packed ice doesn't melt, so you can do it wherever you want. That's where I see it the most, is in the nether. People will build a packed ice runway basically and put a boat on it, and you can go flying thousands of blocks in a matter of minutes. So it's awesome, really, and that will definitely be something that we'll be using eventually here. And come to think of it, I haven't broke a single oak tree yet, which is kind of weird. Normally I would have only broken an oak tree by now, but we had the spruce and the dark oak come up early, so that was nice. But I am very glad that we went to this other village, because this is looking like some nice flat terrain here. And there's a lot of cows too. We'll definitely be caging them up, and we'll start a little farm with them. So hopefully there's carrots at this village. I didn't see a single farm at the other village. Carrots are my favorite food source in Minecraft, just because you can fortune a carrot and it'll give you so many carrots for fortuning them. And that's my favorite way of getting food. Okay, we're gonna have no problem with food for now though. We have a lot of hay bales. This is gonna be good. We'll put our bed down, I think over there, in that flat area there. I've seen about 3 of these green no-job villagers already, which is not awesome to see, really, but that's okay. There's some pigs there. Don't have any potatoes or carrots to feed them though, so that kind of sucks. But that's alright. Not a big deal. And if this rain would stop, there we go. Okay, I think what we'll do is we'll do it right here. I do see some spruce off of that way, which is nice. Some tall spruce trees. Then there's some more spruce, oak, the icy biome, hills. Yeah, this is a nice spot. I'm really happy with how this seed is looking. We're gonna have to dig down here, get some cobblestone, because we are running out. Gotta make that furnace still. I already do have some coal from when we mined that cave up, which is nice. I don't think I'll be making my house underground, just because mining out a bunch of space underground in the early game kinda sucks. But, you know, you also have to place the blocks if you want to do it above ground. I just like doing things above ground because then you can actually see your builds. So that's why I like to do it above ground. And we'll start to get this beef smelting, I think. Actually, we'll do the iron first, and then we'll get the beef smelting. Let's make a new axe. Yeah, I have to make some sticks first. We'll make a new axe and a pickaxe. There we go. We already do have this one pickaxe, but we're definitely going to need a new one soon anyways. Oh, that's not how you make a chest. There we go. What am I doing? Jeez. Alright. Let's put these chests down so I can unload my inventory. We're not going to sort anything yet. These hay bales, I'm going to craft into some food. I want to keep some wheat. I can't remember how you make bread. Is it like this? You know what? We'll just do this. Oh, okay, so it's just 3 across. We're going to keep the rest of the wheat for farming. I think I just heard a chicken have an egg. Yep. Nothing. Alright, this is awesome seeing all this wildlife around here because I can get a farm rolling then. I think yep, I do have enough to make a bucket. So let's make one of them real quick. Let's go grab some water. You know what, I know it is kind of a waste of iron, especially in the early game, but we're going to make 2 buckets just because of how far we have to go down to the water to get infinite water. So we're going to make 2. Also make a shield. There. Alright, let's go get some water down here. This will be, the reason why I wanted the 2 water buckets is because obviously you need 2 for the minimum to get infinite water. So I know it is kind of a waste of iron, but in a little bit here, iron's not going to be a whole big matter for us kind of thing. It's not going to matter too much just because of the fact that this iron farm, you'll see it, it's not the most efficient thing in the world, but it definitely works, so it's not too bad. I think we might be doing the iron farm on the next episode though. Just so I don't keep these super long, I want you guys to be eager to watch everything, and I don't want to kind of bore you guys. So let's see, we'll start, what do I want to start with? We'll start making the farms, just so that we can get that part done. Let's go with that, get some sticks, and we can make some fences. We won't go real big right now. Just go on the end here. Need some more fence. I think we'll go bigger than that actually, just because that kind of looks dumb. Okay, we have a lot more dark oak than we do spruce, so we'll make our sticks out of dark oak so that I can make more spruce fence. Let's do that, and then we'll make a spruce fence gate. Because I want to make this a bit bigger than that, just because that's a pretty small farm. So let's see, go like that. And we'll put that there. We can break this extra pieces here. And actually, this sheep already got itself stuck in there, so that's good. Grab our wheat. We'll grab 2 cows and 2 sheep, and we'll get them in there. And then we'll start our wheat farm, so actually, I get some seeds while I do that. Okay, let's get this cow. There's 2 of them here, actually, so that's perfect. You can follow me, as well as you can follow me. Perfect. Alright, both of you need to come with me. I'm gonna have to get some white dye for that gray sheep in there, just so that I can have all the same color sheep. Just to make getting beds easier. And I really wish that I had some carrots or potatoes for them pigs, but I guess we won't have to worry about food for a while with the amount of bread that we have, so I guess pigs aren't necessary right now. Alright, come on, cows. Let's get you in the pen here so we can keep a move on. Alright, that's good. We'll breed them. We're gonna go find another sheep for this sheep. The parrots and the bats. Alright, here's another sheep for us. That'll be good. Let's bring him into the pen here. Oh, come on. Come on. Let's go. I see a lava bucket that I can grab off in the distance there. We'll definitely get that for the iron farm next episode. I just want to finish the farms before we end this episode here. Breed them 2 up. Hopefully they have a white sheep, so I don't gotta worry about changing color. Okay, they have a light gray. That's okay. Not a huge deal. Just would have been nice to have the same color. Okay. Let's get some farms going here. Just do it right here. I think if you place it like that, there we go. Now we have infinite water. Let's go that long for now. Probably go 2 over. We'll go 2 over. Make it a row. 2 over. And then that'll be it. So this row and this row will only be the only ones with water. Let's grab some of this dirt so I can put it on the end here. So we're gonna get this grass. And this is not how the design's gonna look for long term. Once again, everything right now is kind of just short term, just to make it through the early stages of the game. So for now, this is how it'll look. Perfect. Okay, let's get the seeds planted here. There we go. I'm happy with that. Nice. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Has it been long enough? Nope. Alright. We're not going to make the villager pen spot yet. Just because we'll save that for next episode. Next episode we'll make the iron golem farm and the villager farm. And I think what I'll do for the title of the video is I'll probably kind of name it something related to what we're doing in the video, and then that'll kind of give you guys an idea on what we're doing before you actually watch. Let's kind of even out some of the land right here, do a little bit of terraforming. Those pumpkins can stay. This pen might as well round it out here. Give them a little more space, because it's going to get crowded in here, so we'll have to give them some more space. Okay. Still hasn't been long enough. That's alright. It's turning nighttime. We'll sleep once it turns night, and then I think we'll call it an episode here. We'll get a little bit more cobblestone since we don't have much right now. And maybe we'll put the villagers underground, actually. I'm not sure yet. Just so we don't gotta worry about a design for that. Let's sleep quick, and then I think we'll call it an episode. So what we did on this episode was we got spruce, dark oak wood. That'll be nice for building houses. And actually, while I talk about it, I'm gonna quickly plant the spruce saplings as well as the dark oak saplings. Alright, so we got our saplings planted. Let's throw this egg in the pen just in case. Nothing. We got our saplings planted. We'll plant some sugarcane quick too, actually. And then we'll also plant our sweet berries here. Yeah, we are not going to be worrying about food at all, because we've got all kinds of different sources for food. We'll quickly just do another row for sugarcane. I'm going to make a shovel for it, just to make it a lot easier. Let's see. There we go. This will just speed it up a bit. Kind of takes a while for breaking dirt without it, but... And I think that you can plant sugarcane on dirt, as long as there's water right next to it. Perfect. Alright, we got all of our farms started here. See if we can breed them one last time. Perfect. Alright. I think that's going to end it for episode 1 here. We did just a recap here. We planted our saplings. We got spruce and dark oak saplings. We got a wheat farm started up. We got a little animal farm, sugarcane farm, sweet berry farm. Got a bunch of beds from the other village that was off that way. And we kind of found a spot that we're going to call home. So that was the biggest thing for today, and we got all that done. So I think that's where we're going to end it here. I appreciate anyone that watched it, and I will see you guys in the next one.